Hello, welcome to She's Connected. This is the group for the stressed out and overwhelmed moms who need to pause and connect to God, herself, and her kids. We have Ireland here destroying my necklace, and Ruthie in the background who's going to take her away so we can actually focus on sharing this week. What do you think, Ireland? Can you say hi? Woo! Wave! See you later, mums. Got a little smile there. See you later. All right. So much is going on at the Berman house this week. It's birthday week. My birthday was yesterday. Hazel's is on Sunday, and Oliver's is on Wednesday. So we have a fancy dinner planned for Sunday, and this fancy dinner is because of Oliver. Oliver is the kid who likes to wear a suit, a literal suit, as much as he can. So I thought it would be fun to share some photos of Oliver. I took him to, this is where he wanted to go for, I believe, 2 years now to get photos taken. And once he got his suit, he was like, we have to go to this catwalk. So I took him to a catwalk near our house. And this is the picture I got of him on the catwalk looking at all the cars going underneath him. Now, he was ecstatic about being on this catwalk. And actually, it was pretty cool. And then we took a couple other pictures of him in his fancy suit. Now, his birthday is... Oh, I hope you can see this. There. His birthday is on Wednesday. He will be turning 9, so there he is all fancied up in his suit. And the last photo that I want to share to you today of Oliver, my cute, almost 9-year-old, in his suit. And we have a fancy dinner that we're going to. I don't know what I'm going to wear, and I have no idea what Ireland is going to do. But anyways, we'll think about that later. What do you hope to get out of this study of emotions today? Now, I was sharing my screen, and over here it was fine. But over there, it didn't show it change to a different screen. So I don't even know if this is working. Are we even live? It says we're live. Okay, so that's strange. I hope when we get to... our video that we're streaming, that everybody will be able to see that at least. If you did not see the photos of Oliver. Anyways, now I'm all flustered because I have no idea if things are working. Okay, so what do I hope to get out of this emotion study that we're doing all summer? I really would love to get some transformation, not just for me, but for all the ladies in this group. Oh, great. When I was trying to make a comment, it said something went wrong. So I have no idea if things are working. Let me just pop into my Facebook on my phone and check to see if anything is working. Sorry about this delay, people. It does show that we're live. It does show that my comment went through. But on my screen, it showed something went wrong. So that's terrible. And I'm expanding my comments. Oh, and Tina's here. I do see a comment now. I guess I had to expand my comments. And Tina said no pictures of Oliver. That's right. I didn't see it change. So this is weird. Maybe I'll try to do it again. I'll go to... Sorry about this. Now I'm trying to figure it out. I just want to make sure that we are able to share our video, because that would be terrible if we can't share our video today. But thank you for being here, Tina. I hope your day is going well. Okay, so now I'm sharing his photo again just to see if it'll change on Facebook. It says we have too low of FPS. I have no idea what that means. The current frame rate is too low. What? To be able to share? It's not sharing his photo. Oh my, I hope we can share this video. This is really scaring me now, but we'll just keep going on. We don't need to see our photos of Oliver. Maybe I'll post them in our group. I'm Sherry, a mom of 10, living in Springfield, Missouri, inspiring families and moms like you to live a life connected to God. So tell me, like Tina, say hello in the comments so I know you're there. It keeps telling me that I have an action needed and that you're going to experience a low quality stream, which I don't know why that would be. And why would it be different from last week to this week? I have no idea. That's terrible. But anyways, the topic for this week is untangle your emotions, and we are on share session. Welcome to High Five Friday. It's still popping up with that little screen saying that I have an action needed, which I don't even know what action I could do. So maybe I'll keep my phone up too, just in case. But now I got all these different things. It's so terrible. How was your week? Did you have any God moments? Can you share your story in the comments so then maybe I can see what's going on in the group? We had a lot going on, like I said, and Miles is my ninth grader. He's going into ninth grade, so we had freshman orientation. We homeschool until they get to ninth grade, and then they go to school. But Miles also has a bunch of learning disabilities, like dyslexia and reading problems. And so this transition is a little bit more scary than normal because I don't know how this public school system is going to work with me in getting the best for Miles, because he definitely has some reading disabilities. And we went to this orientation and we left Ireland at home with Sydney and some other kids. And while we were gone, Cole got hurt. I was all worried about Ireland, and Cole was the one that got hurt. It was an accident, but his ear got hit with something pretty hard. It gashed open right here and was bleeding down his shirt and everything. Now, thank goodness my older kids have seen me during these kinds of situations. They actually stayed calm, and I cannot believe it. Sydney helped keep Cole focused, and she cleaned the wound, and they took care of the shirt. They even washed the shirt. I can't believe that. Got all the blood out and everything. They patched him up, and then we were home. We were coming home shortly after that, so we were able to be home and see the thing. But the cut is in an awkward place and it's pretty bad. So every time his ear gets touched or moved, it kind of gashes open and bleeds again. And I can't even, it's like in here, if this can even tell you anything, it's like in here. I can't even move my head. And I don't even think they'd be able to do stitches or anything. Maybe some glue or something like that. But we didn't take them in. We decided to stay home and we bandaged it up. And that's my crazy story for this week. One of them. So now, Tina, what does she say? She says she has a God moment. Lots of homegrown green beans in her garden. Woo! She's got some green beans going on. So time to make some casseroles. Or what do you do with your green beans, Tina? Let us know. Here is that prayer that I keep repeating throughout this study. God, I pray that we feel safe in your arms. Help us learn and follow your plan for emotions and have those soft hearts towards you. I pray that every mom will be transformed by your word and your spirit. Amen. Now, have you been feeling things this week? Jennie Allen's emotion process is notice, name, feel, share, and choose. And this week we are on that number 4, share. It can sound really scary because that means that you need to open up. You need to be vulnerable, and that can be scary. But there is some amazing things that happen once you are vulnerable and you open up and you share. Some things can change in your situations, in your world, with your people, all that stuff. And Tina is telling me that she boils them, she freezes some, and she eats the rest. That's awesome. Green beans. How do you like your green beans, people? Um, I think I just boil them on the stove and then we eat them that way. That's probably the most frequent way we eat them. But Ted loves hot beans. Now, his mom makes this recipe and she adds a lot of spice and some other, not spices, but sauces to it. And it has a lot of garlic. It's heavy on the garlic and heavy on the salt, but Ted loves it. Now, I cannot make this recipe like his mom, and so I've tried a couple times and I've kind of given up, but now we've moved away from his mom, so we have to try to make it ourselves. Now, Ted will make it and he'll fidget with little things and he'll add things after to get it to tasting how it's supposed to be tasted. Now, I asked her for a recipe, and what happened? She just does it magically because she's done it so many times. So the recipe is actually not the exact measurements she puts in. And so she's like, it's about this, it's about that. And so it never comes out right for me. But, made with love by mom is way better than anything. So it always tastes best when it's done from mom or from that grandma or the person who makes their signature dish. It's always way better when that person makes it. But we continue to try. So after you go through the steps of noticing, naming, and feeling a feeling regarding a situation you're facing, it's time to open your mouth. Who has a big mouth in this group? I am actually not that big of I don't spread the word all the time. I don't shout my feelings and I don't shout my thoughts. But Jennie is telling us to open our mouths here. I hold a lot of things into myself and I kind of internalize it. But so this step is going to be hard for me. I don't know about you, but maybe you have an easy time with sharing your thoughts and feelings and all the things that are going on. But I have a harder time with this. So this share is going to be really hard for me. But she says it's time for us to open our mouth and share. I want you to put share in the comments because you give yourself, I want you to give yourself permission to open up and share your thoughts and ideas and feelings and emotions with the people who are safe for you. That's what we're going to move into. So give yourself permission to open up and get yourself in the presence of someone that you know and trust and start practicing a few things. I want you to say right out loud right now, I feel blank. But instead of blank, I want you to insert an emotion in that blank. I'm feeling kind of flustered here because I don't know if this is going to work because I keep getting that message on my screen and I don't know if it's going to share my video and I'm so scared. I am feeling fearful. So tell us in the comments right now what you feel. Say, I feel blank. And then put your feeling in the comments. So then I know I'm not the only one feeling all these mixed feelings of fear and frustration, and I'm happy too, but I'm also in pain. And I don't know if you are in any pain, but I'll just tell you right now. My neck is hurting really bad. So it is so stiff. I don't know if you can notice, but I can't even like turn my head to the sides. This is probably, this side is a little bit better right now. But tilting my head up, it hurts really bad. And tilting my head down hurts really bad. And right after our live, I am going to be going to the chiropractor, or at least calling to try to get in, because I cannot even move my neck. And Ireland is down here all the time, and I'm holding her and she's bumping into me and it's hurting, and I have to look down to feed her and all the stuff, and I cannot do it. And Jessica, oh hi Jessica, I'm so glad you're here today. Thanks for hopping on the live. She feels safe. That is super awesome. And Tina's feeling a little lazy, and that's okay too. We are going to be sharing our feelings with no judgment here. So whatever you feel, put it in the comments. And how kids, Tina's saying that the kids need to massage me. I do have one of those like massager guns, and I was trying to use that to like loosen it up. This was before it felt bad, so it started feeling bad. Oh man, you guys, it was my birthday yesterday. I turned 43 and I'm feeling like I'm 80 and I can't even move my neck. So I'm feeling so old this year. Oh, and Jessica's praying. She's praying for some relief for me because it's miserable. And you know what? When we are in pain, it is miserable. But when we can share that with someone, then um, that's the whole point of this lesson. And I think that that's helpful. I can share it with my kids that I am in pain, and they have asked if they wanted to massage my neck, and they were so cute on my birthday. They got a little foot bath in Ireland's room, and they were like trying to pamper me. It was so cute. But earlier we practiced this in session 3, and now we will take it a step further. First, start up with saying it to God. So if you have trouble mentioning it to people, how you're feeling, then start talking to God about it. That's the easiest person to open up to, because he's always there and he's never judgmental of you. You could put some judgment on yourself for some of the feelings that you're feeling, but he will never judge you for some of your feelings. And I have kids that are coming in here. Guys, can you go out, please?
Starving. No.
Oh, well then eat a sandwich. He's talking about being starving, and we already ate lunch. Where was he? He must have missed it. Oh no! Have you ever had a kid miss out on a meal? I can't believe I didn't even know he was gone at lunchtime. Oh boy. If you can get in any place where you can speak out loud to him, that's even better. So you can speak to him in your head, but if you take that next step of actually speaking it out your mouth out loud, that's the next step. And then when you start doing that, then you can move into talking to people. You could talk to stuffed animals, you can talk to pets. Those are people that we can easily kind of open up to sometimes. Or your pet rock or something like that. Or maybe your phone. It's easy for you to like dictate into your phone or something like that, or take a video of yourself, which that's a little scary when you see your video of yourself or hear your voice. So maybe that's a little bit too much of a step. But anyway, start talking out loud about your feelings. Take a walk in your backyard or something like that, in the grass, and just speak out loud to God. Sometimes I'll go out on our deck and I'll shout some things, and then I'll look around like, oh great, my neighbors probably think I'm crazy, because we do have neighbors on the both sides of us, and they could totally hear me shouting on my back deck. But don't worry about it, because the more you share, the easier it will get. And thank you so much, Jessica, for the happy birthday in the comments. I can't believe I can see the comments, and I am so nervous about our video, but we'll keep going. This is revolutionary when you start to open up and speak out loud what you are feeling. You're not just thinking it about how you're feeling, but you're actually saying it, and it triggers something different in our brains and our bodies. And we move into the next stage of processing our emotions. And then we get to untangle that rope that's all twisted up of feelings that we have in us. And we start to untangle it. And then we get closer to connecting to God and the others around us. And then you start to get really honest about what's going on in your life. Because if you are feeling pain, then you start to talk about why you have pain and when it happened and all this other things. It doesn't have to be pain. I just picked pain because it's really painful right now for me. You start to know God's compassion for you, because you can start to feel it the more you open up to Him. When it comes to doing this with other people, it could be a little bit more scary, but it's totally, totally okay, safe, helpful, all the things. Healing, healing, that's what we're talking about. Sharing actually leads to healing. Like so many other things in this process, Jennie's process, um, of processing your emotions, it can be awkward, especially right at first. But it gets easier. You won't get it right every time, especially at first. But getting it right isn't even the point. We're not trying to get it right. We're just trying to open up and be vulnerable and move through the process of feeling and sharing these emotions that are going on inside of us, because God put them there for a reason, for a purpose, actually to connect to Him and other people. For now, it's enough to get used to hearing yourself out loud. I feel frustrated. I feel miserable. I feel so happy. I feel excited. I feel tired. I feel sad. You know, whatever you're feeling, I feel blank. You start saying it out loud more and more, and some of the people around you could get sick of you saying, I feel all the time, but it's okay, because it will actually trigger something in them to start sharing their feelings, especially if you ask those curious questions. Oh, well, how did that make you feel? And they can share their feelings too. So it's pretty awesome. Compare one time that you felt an emotion that you needed to feel versus the time that you suppressed it. Oh, wait, that was from our last live. Oh, great. Now I'm reading notes from my last live. Let me skip that one right there. Sorry about that. You might be thinking, how is sharing helpful? Well, it doesn't change anything usually. If I say, oh man, I'm feeling some pain in my neck, this is not making my neck pain go away. So why is it helpful? It doesn't change anything, but it does change some things. Um, your problems could feel like they're still your problems, and they are. I still have neck pain, and we still have to deal with them, regardless of how anyone else feels about your feelings. They're still yours, and they're still happening. But there is something that happens when you start sharing. It kind of changes deep down in here, your heart, and it triggers a mindset change in your mind. And some things can get put into motion where you are feeling more connected, and that is going to change some awesome things. It's one thing to have to feel all of your feelings, but then it's a whole nother thing to have to share your true feelings with other people. And you know what? It could be hard and it could be scary. And I get it, because sometimes your feelings suck. But that's okay. That's what this whole process is about. It's about understanding what God created in you and how your emotions and feelings work with other people. I feel, um, scared about sharing my feelings a lot of times. I'm a person who keeps things in. But I just want to encourage you to do it. After I share my feelings, I never feel that scared feeling anymore. I'm like glad that I shared my feelings. And when there are times when I don't feel too glad about sharing my feelings because nothing changed or they were, sometimes you share with people and they want to fix it. Sometimes you share with people and they kind of get defensive about how you felt about something. Or they kind of go on the offensive and they start kind of attacking you. And that's why it's important to do it in front of or with safe people. And you could tell them up front, I don't want you to do anything about this, but I want to tell you that I am feeling this. And that could be helpful too. I'm always grateful that I shared with people. And usually it creates a bond with that person. So if I share how I'm feeling with Oliver, later on, I feel so good about the connection we made. So it's always a good thing to be open and honest and vulnerable and share, those feelings that you're trying to process through with some safe people. Um, you can live in meaningful connection with others and with God and with yourself and with the people that He puts in your path. Because there's lots of people walking down paths. We're all going somewhere and we're all walking this journey. We're all living out our motherhood journey. But we can cross paths once in a while with different people. So why don't you put path in the comments, because we're all on different paths, but sometimes we cross each other on that path. And what do you want to do when you bump into another woman? You want to encourage her. You want to uplift her. You want to be encouraged and uplifted. You don't want to be judged and criticized and all that stuff. So let's lift each other up on the paths that we are on, especially when we cross each other's path or when we intentionally come together like on She's Connected and we share here. Let's be upbeat, encouraging, and positive. And Tina says that sharing is healing the mind. This is so true. Oh, and she talks to God with her dog, especially when her dog wants those belly rubs. That's awesome. In Romans 12:15, it says, "Rejoice with those who rejoice, and mourn with those who mourn." This is God telling us to share our feelings and emotions. It is a part of the way that God intended for us to help rescue each other emotionally. We were built to feel, and we were built to feel together. I think I want to put that one in the comments too, because it's pretty powerful. God, that's how God made us. He made us to do things together. And I say in this group all the time, together is better. And I mean it. And now we're going to move into sharing Jennie Allen's video. Now, I tested this before our live, and it shared perfectly fine. And I don't know why, when I shared the photos of Oliver, it didn't work. But I hope and pray to God that this video shares on your screen. And I want to start it right now, but I feel like it's not sharing on your screen. So now listen, it is sharing on my Zoom right now. It says it's sharing screen. But on my Facebook, it is not showing that it is sharing anything. It's just showing me. So what do I do here, people? Put in the comments what you think I should do. Should we skip the video and share it next week? Should we try to figure out what's going on? I don't know. And I don't want to have you... Okay, so now I opened a screen to learn more, and it says requirements for Facebook Live videos. Let me stop sharing on my Zoom, and then maybe I can figure out what I need to do. What if my computer's too old to share video anymore? I have no idea. It's telling me all the requirements that I need, like, frame rates and versions of things, and I have no idea which version I have. Why did it change from last time? I have no idea. So this definitely is not going to share my video. Now it's asking if this article was helpful. It wasn't really. And it's asking if I need more information about live streaming. I'm already live streaming, but I want to share this video. And this is the whole reason I did Zoom, was so I could share video on Facebook. So I'm getting very perplexed here. What do I have to click on to be able to share my screen? Why isn't it sharing on this? Is there something I didn't check? I have no idea. Notify. Create a clip. No, that's not what I want to do. Goals? Goals? I have a goal. I want to share my video. Oh, there's a panel here that says create a poll That would be interesting to do while I'm on live if I had that ready and knew what I was doing. The current frame rate is too low. It just keeps saying that, but I don't know what that means. Featured link. Preview the link? No. So when I go to my stream tab, oh, that's interesting. It shows me my little stream thing down there. Audio is fine. Change audience to public to enable embed live video. Unpublish. I am so sorry you have to learn with me here why this isn't working. Should I just share my video and then you can hear the audio piece? I also have a button over here to the right that says start screen share, and it's grayed out and it has an X, like I can't do it, and I don't understand why. So this is really frustrating me. Oh, I have to get out of stream. Allow viewers to message you? No, oh my goodness. Oh, I do not know what's going on. Interactivity. Maybe I need to look at that. No, that's chatbots. Oh, great. Now I have no idea how I'm going to be able to share this live video. And I don't know how to get out of this section. Live tab. Stream. Viewer. Oh, dashboard. I think I need to go to dashboard. There we go. I guess we're going to try it for next week. Although I was really excited about sharing. And I was like, next week, maybe I could go live on my personal page to share our going deeper about sharing with more people, not just our group, and then say, hey, these are kind of what our lives are like when we're in our group, and you can join. So I was really like wanting to share the video this week so then we could just share our going deeper next week. But why isn't it sharing, guys? This is so frustrating to me because in Zoom it shares. I put share over here and it literally is sharing my screen in Zoom, but on Facebook it is not changing. So I must have something else to click on that I don't know about. I am so sorry I don't have this figured out this week. I guess we will share it next week. Her video, Jennie Ellen's video. Okay. Maybe after hearing about sharing, you're thinking about the process of sharing what you're going through. Whatever that is. Maybe it's a pain in the neck. Maybe you get to share that your garden is growing a ton of green beans. That's awesome. I know that Jessica on here, she does water Wednesdays with her family and she goes to like lakes. That is an awesome share, and I love when you share about that. But maybe you're going through something a little bit more difficult. Maybe you're grieving a loss of a family member or a child, and that is so, so hard. And thinking about sharing that is making you scared and fearful. I don't know. But maybe you just don't want to think about the effect that it might have on other people too. Because when you're sharing something hard, then other people start thinking about their hard. Many of us were taught that we shouldn't burden other people with our problems. You think that you're sharing your problems and it's annoying to other people. But how can we ever get really truly close to each other if we don't share vulnerably? Whenever you hide your vulnerability, then you avoid being misunderstood. You avoid being understood. You don't want to feel like you're wrong, and you don't want to feel rejected, and you don't want to feel more hurtful. And you also maybe keep yourself from the good things of compassion and love, and realizing that you're not the only one when you do hold back from sharing. So I encourage you just to open up and share. Sharing brings connection and healing, like we've already said. Oh, and now I can't see the comments. Oh, here it is. Oh boy. I want you to put good in the comments, because sharing actually leads to good things like connection and healing. So if you're still here with me and you're not annoyed that I don't know how to share my screen, even though I feel kind of annoyed about it, put good in the comments. God does more than encourage you and me to share our different difficulties. It's actually a command from him. In Galatians 6:2, it says, bear one another's burdens. It's the law of Christ. Fulfilling the law of Christ by sharing burdens, that sounds so strange. That sounds intense. That sounds different. That sounds awkward. But it's important. It's actually necessary. So just just do it in the comments, because God tells us to share our burdens with each other. And this is the Nike like slogan. I don't know if they changed it, but this is a slogan that I remember. Just do it. And so whenever I think about just do it, I think about that Nike swoosh. And I don't know if that's you or not, but you could just picture just do it swoosh, and then share a feeling with someone. When Jesus says, my yoke is easy, my burden is light, in Matthew 11:30, he's not saying that life is going to be easy. And there's other passages that he says where there's going to be trouble in this world, in your world, in my world. I'm going to be troubled at times. But he calls us to pick up our cross. All those burdens that we feel, you get to pick it up, you get to carry it. And then Jennie Ellen has this process where we can actually share it with others. The burden is actually light because he's right there next to you, actually holding your cross on his shoulder. And he's walking with you. His presence and his comfort, his friendship, they are what make life easier and sweeter. So doing everything next to him is what's going to make this life easy. Even through the troubles and the problems, and when you can't figure out how to make a live go, and when your neck is so stiff and painful that you need to call the chiropractor and get in. He makes suffering easier because he never leaves you and me. He's there, and he gets to carry all of our burdens on his shoulder. On his shoulders. He's done it. You don't have to do anything else because he's done it for us. Now he's calling us to share with others. Just do it. And you know what? Our last series was called His Presence. So, great series full of how God is with you in every moment. If you missed that series, or if you want a refresher, you can go in the guides in She's Connected, and there is a guide there that is called His Presence. I don't know exactly if it is called just His Presence, but it has His Presence in the title. And if you don't know how to find the guides, just put hand in the comments and I will send you a link right to that guide. just put it in the comments if you want that. I'll know that you raised your hand by putting hand in the comments. And then I'll make sure that you get the link to the series that we did called His Presence. It was amazing. We're talking about him being present with us to work through our troubles. And I just was like, man, we did that series, His Presence. It's awesome. So let me know in the comments, what's that one thing that stuck out to you today from our live? Even though we didn't get to watch Jennie Ellen's video, and I can't believe that. I'm actually embarrassed about it, but we're going to move on. I'm feeling embarrassed that I couldn't figure that out. And then after my live, my kids are going to be like, it's all done. And I'm going to be shuffling through to try to figure out why I didn't share. We're talking about sharing, and my video didn't share. I don't even know how, like, that is possible. I don't even know, like, this must be the devil fighting against us sharing. So we know that sharing is important to God. Sharing is getting your feelings out of your head and off your chest. And when we do that, it's good. I think that that's my takeaway. And Bev came along. Hi, Bev. Thanks for coming to our live, even though we're at the end of our live. I was just having so much trouble today. First off, I have this neck pain. And second off, our video didn't share in Facebook. And I had photos to share, and they wouldn't share on the screen. And I'm so annoyed by it and kind of embarrassed. And Ireland was here at the very beginning of our video, so if you want to see her, watch that replay. I hope to see you in the comments next Friday at 12:30 Central. That's 1:30 Eastern. As a reminder, I want to let you know that the goal of Untangle Your Emotions, this book that we're in here, that we're running through with Jennie Ellen, this is to help us dig deep into God's plan for your emotions and feelings. And then we're going to do things about it, like share. And it could be scary to you or it could be awesome for you, but I just want to encourage you. If it is scary and you're feeling some fear about sharing your personal feelings, start sharing them out loud to God. I guess that was one of my takeaways too. Just get to sharing out loud to God. You can do it to your pets, like Tina does with her dog. You can do it to stuffed animals, like this squishy-mallow in the background here. That's on my bed because I got that for Christmas. We're going to make God the biggest so that everything else, including all of your mixed emotions, because I know I have mixed emotions. You know, if you have mixed emotions, put mix in the comments to let me know that I'm not the only one that feels all these mixed emotions. They can fit into place if we put God first, and we get to connect with him and others by doing this process that Jennie has, by noticing and naming and sharing. Oh wait, noticing, naming. Now I'm getting flustered about the order of her process. There's one other process in there and I'm blanking. You gotta notice your feelings. You gotta name your feelings. You gotta feel your feelings. And then you gotta share them. That's what we're on. And I wanted to share a photo of some of the feelings. Let's just see if it does it. I don't know if it will. What if I have to click something on here? No, I don't know. Now see, in my Zoom, it says it's sharing, but on my Facebook, it's not changing. I was going to share that feelings picture where it shows joy, anger, sadness, fear from the... Now I'm blanking on the movie. You know the Disney movie where the feelings... Inside Out. Oh, Inside Out. I was going to share that, but it's definitely not working. So I'm going to stop sharing. What are you feeling today? Give me an emoji or type a feeling in the blank. I'm feeling blank. Let me know. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna go with this feeling because today just didn't go how I wanted it to go. I couldn't share my screen at all. But I am feeling better because we're here together. There's some people in the comments and we're watching our live here. And I want you guys to have a great weekend, and I want to see you next time on the live. And I am already thinking about what we're doing next time because our series here about emotions ends at the end of August. And I thought that we could dive into some more joy, and we're gonna like look at the book of Philippians and we're going to dive into feeling joy because I think a lot of moms are feeling all of these other feelings besides joy in their motherhood. And Bev is a little confused. Um, and that is non judgmental. I'm so confused too because I don't know why my live didn't share or my screen didn't share. Sorry. But we're going to move into joy in fall. So, look forward to that, I guess. Happy connecting, everyone, and hopefully I can practice sharing my screen again. And next week, we will dive into more on Jennie Allen's video. We'll watch her video, and then we'll share all the projects that go along with her video. Now, just a what is it when you look ahead or a sneak peek or something? Into next week, a lot of times she asks us to have a journal of some sort or be writing down your feelings. Now, you can just think about them because I know when you have little babies and kids on top of you all the time, it's really hard to write down your feelings, but you can also dictate it into a note on your phone or something like that. But the first project is all about journaling, so I just want you to know ahead of time. So maybe you can start sharing some of your feelings into a journal this week. So then next week when we talk about it, you can actually process it a little bit better. Okay, I'm all done for today. Happy connecting, everyone, and hopefully I can get my video sharing or screen sharing next time. Thank you so much for being here, especially to Tina and Bev for showing up, even though it was kind of late, and Jessica for showing up in the comments earlier. I will see you next week, everyone. See you next time.